Nobody noticed. I still haven't told them. Nobody noticed, and I didn't tell. And that's how we got Journey. So Journey was definitely a very thought out, you know, plan, and we prayed many, many nights for her. Show must go on. I've been... Look at all the boxes.
Good.
Is that the last package? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday. Saturday?
Friday.
Wednesday. You guys. So, I came downstairs and I worked earlier. And I was kind of teed off. Kind of teed off a little bit. She hasn't sent me a full body picture yet. No. Hold on. My embroidery machine kept breaking needles, and then it like
Where I hang up my king?
I finally got through. I stitched out one, the one I was supposed to. I have more I gotta stitch out, but I stitched out the one I was supposed to. Here it is. And I was like, oh, I got it done. Yay, great. And then I pressed it in my heat press. And guess what happened? There was something on my heat press and it caught on the back. And I'm pretty sure it's
Did you see it?
heat and bond.
What did it look like?
It looks like a big sticky mess is what it looked like. So now it's right there. And it's...
Was it right there?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly where it was. So that shirt was done for. And so
What says?
I had already started another shirt, and so that was the one I was specifically supposed to get done so my husband could drop it off at the post office for me. And so I went ahead and hurried it up and made made the one I was working on, and then had to redo it. And so then he was like he would wait a few minutes to take it to the post office. And so that's what we did. And then I went upstairs and I straightened up the living room. We went outside for a while. Stop, please stop, just stop, okay? We went outside for a while. I didn't make dinner. My husband cut grass, and I didn't make any dinner because we never went to Food Lion. And this is the problem that I'm running into, is if I don't... We go grocery shopping once a week. We go grocery shopping every Tuesday. We go grocery shopping on Tuesday because I get paid from Etsy on Monday. It initiates on Monday. It's in my account Tuesday. And I, have to buy groceries. Well, he's only allowed so much time, and we just recently, in the past 2 weeks, have started buying meat from Food Lion instead of Walmart. We can taste a difference. We notice a difference. So we've been wanting to get it at Food Lion. And so if we grocery shop on Tuesday, then, I'll just have to be better about planning, like, the meats that I buy or my dinners. Like, let's say if we grocery shop Tuesday and don't go to Food Lion until Wednesday, but we didn't go today. But let's say if we went on Wednesday, I would have to make sure I get enough meat for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay. So I'll just have to make sure I just plan more meals, whereas before, you know, I just have to work it out, is what I'm saying. Long story short. Yeah. But I did want to vlog a little bit today just so I have, you know, something. I have a bunch of shirts. A bunch of shirts. I'm looking specifically for something. But I'm gonna go ahead and work for a bit. And I finished my series, I think I mentioned. So now I'm gonna find something else to watch. There was something I saw the other day and I was like, oh, it was I think it was Bates Motel. Have any of you watched that? I think I started watching that one time and I don't think I ever got into it. But it came on after I was watching something here recently, and I was like, oh, maybe I can watch that. But my husband brought home the greatest surprise of his, I don't know what. Let me watch her first. So welcome to Thursday. On this Thursday, I am getting ready to make dinner. I decided that we were going to have chicken pasta, so here I am opening my meat from Food Lion. Of course, we got to trim off all the fat, all the questionable pieces of chicken. I'm going to cook the chicken inside of the Instant Pot, and then I'm going to make my chicken pasta. It's basically, I've heard it called chicken spaghetti, but we don't use spaghetti anymore, so we just prefer to use like the penne pasta. And now I'm getting the pot ready to make the pasta in and get ready to cut up the vegetables. So here I'm cutting up the green pepper and the onion. I think I also put broccoli in it. I didn't use the California medley, which is broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower, but I did add the cream cheese, and I actually didn't have any cream of mushroom soup that I normally add, so I ended up not adding that. But I did use the chicken shredder. So here I am shredding the chicken. Angela was so kind and sent me this in the mail, and so I decided I would have to use it. I never did end up showing what the dinner looked like, but it was good. We had company for dinner this night too, so I didn't film any of that. Hello everybody. I'm downstairs. Dinner was delicious. I didn't show you guys everything. I made chicken pasta, chicken spaghetti, whatever you want to call it. I've made it before on my channel. If I think, I'll try to leave a link to a video where I have made it in case you guys want to make it as well. I didn't have a cream of chicken or a cream of mushroom soup, and so I just opted out of that, and I made it with a little bit of sour cream instead, and nobody noticed. I still haven't told them. Nobody noticed, and I didn't tell them. So but it is 8:41. Do you believe I came down here at 8 o'clock to start working, and now it's 8:41? I've been back and forth and here and there and everywhere. So I haven't been feeling the greatest. It's not that I'm like sick. I'm just kind of like worn down. I won't say completely. It's just the past 2 days. And my husband has the same. He feels like he's fighting something off. Mine, I just feel like I'm like, like I have no energy and I just wanna. But you know, I still gotta work. Show must go on. I've been, aside from this week, like when things get messed up in my life, it's like, oh, I don't know how, because like the whole meat thing with us buying our meat at Food Lion now, I have to fit that in my brain, in my schedule, because we have things that go on different days of the week, and so usually there's not enough time to run by the grocery store and Walmart and do our great grocery shopping at Walmart on Tuesday. So we're gonna have to save that until Wednesday. It's just a whole thing. Hold on one second. Hello everybody. So it's much later. We had company and they were leaving, and so I didn't want to be rude, and but I feel bad because anyway. It's 12:10, so it's after midnight. I hadn't been really keeping late hours, except for this week, just because I have been just not, I don't necessarily, like, I just don't feel like the greatest, but not feeling bad. I know that don't make any sense, but maybe to some it will. I just feel a little run down. That's it. I feel a little run down. I feel like I just want to lounge and do nothing, quite honestly. But we can't do that, can we? No, we can't. I'm setting up an apron. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch it out or not. It needs to go out though tomorrow, but I'm also not sure if we're gonna do anything like tomorrow morning before my husband goes to church. Actually, he does work at a church before he goes to work. I know we need to go to a Food Lion to get some meat, and I think that's what I was talking about earlier, was we went to Food Lion to get meat, and all their meat was expiring on the 30th. Hold on one second, let me shove this guy in here if I decide I'm gonna, but yeah, so all their meat, not all of it, but the meat I was looking at, my squishy ball, was going to expire on the 30th, which is Sunday. And so I picked out some stew meat, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do stew on Sunday. And then he's like, no, it expires. My husband's like, it expires on Sunday. You don't want to use that. I'd rather have, you know, more fresh meat. So he's like, we don't have to buy our meat today. He's like, we can just go to a different one tomorrow and we'll just get something for tonight. So I just made the chicken, we call it chicken spaghetti. It's not even spaghetti, it was pasta. But it's basically noodles and chicken and vegetables, any kind of vegetables you want to put in it. I always put onion and green pepper, and then you can put mushrooms. I put mushrooms in it, broccoli. I've added squash before, red peppers, yellow peppers. And then cream cheese, a block of cream cheese, some cream of chicken or cream of mushroom, and a can of Rotel. You drain the Rotel. And like I said, if I can think of it, I'll try to add a link to a vlog where I have made it, if I can find it. But anyway, I was going to, because I haven't vlogged very much today, and I received a few messages from people and in comments saying that, oh, I just miss when you just, you know, sit there and talk to us like downstairs. This is what Danny used to call my confessionals when I would come down here and like just talk to you guys. So I decided I would try, because I think for a while I just felt like, I don't know, like I said, I don't even know, guys. But I had received a few comments like about, in some video, I don't even remember what video it was, but I talked about Journey, and I talked about having her at the age of 44, and some of the people that haven't watched my old videos were like, well, I don't know if they have or not, but they were like, oh, I get, you know, that was probably a shock and blah blah blah. But you know, I didn't say anything. But the people that have been with me and watched my old videos know that we actually planned Journey, and she cost us a pretty penny. I say that, but so, and I was just going to give a little backstory for the people that want to hear it and don't know. So in 2015, I got pregnant, and it was the very first time I have ever gotten pregnant without, like, it was a surprise. Nathan, my first, he wasn't planned, but he wasn't prevented, if that makes sense, and it took 4 years. 4 years. And I was also told that I couldn't have babies because I have PCOS. And back then, because this is back in the 90s, they said, you know, they just, and plus the doctor was old anyway, so he probably was going off from stuff that he learned, who knows, maybe in the 50s, you know, who knows how long he had been, you know, he was an older doctor, so I'm sure he was in the field for a while. Anyway, he said that the probability of me having children were very slim because I had PCOS, which means that my body doesn't ovulate every single month. I get cysts on my ovaries, and, you know, long story short, I got pregnant and had Nathan. And so I always thought, you know, oh my gosh, you know, what a blessing, because I always wanted to be a mom. And so, you know, he was my world. Anyway, and then Evan, it was just like, let's have another baby. And so boom, there comes Evan. And he didn't take a lot of planning, and he just happened. And and then with Sterling, I had to go on Clomid to get Sterling. So Sterling is a Clomid baby. And then I got pregnant in 2015. Wasn't going to have any more children. I was 41. anyway, somebody's awake, you guys. So I sent her back up, hopefully. Back to bed. So I don't remember what I was talking about. I know what I was talking about, but I don't remember. I think I was at the point where in 2015 I got pregnant naturally, without, it was a surprise. So I have PCOS, and that's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And basically your body, well, my body, oh, I'm trying to do a little something right here. So the way it was explained to me is that my body will, you know, you have follicles in your ovaries. So you have each month, both of your ovaries will produce follicles, and one ovary will take over. Basically, they said it's like a race, right? And then whatever ovary wins and grows the big follicles, it will put all its power into one, basically. And so you will have one egg in that follicle, and that egg will eventually be shot at with a squirt gun. You release a hormone, and your hormone will basically rupture, and it will release that egg. Now, I might be explaining it all wrong, but this is how it was explained to me. So, by the fertility doctor, is that, you know, your body produces these hormones. You have an LH surge which comes through, and you release your egg. Well, when you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, your body might not get that signal. Oh, darn it. Okay. Sorry. I'm having malfunction here. Okay, so your body doesn't get the signal to release your egg, and your egg will just kind of grow and fill up with fluid, and you will get a cyst. And so that cyst can grow and grow and grow and grow. Eventually, it will either rupture or it will get reabsorbed by your body. So just depending on the month, the situation, everything. I've had them rupture before. It is not fun. It's like excruciating pain. I can remember, like, because it's like you have this dull ache in your side, and it's annoying, and it's always there. It doesn't go away. And so when I have that dull ache, I would know, okay, I have a cyst, and it might last, you know, a day, it might last 2 or 3 days, and then after a little while, if it ruptures, because it doesn't, mine didn't always rupture. Sometimes the dull ache went away, so I guess it just kind of got reabsorbed by my body. But when it has ruptured, I physically have to just lay down, like lay still in a bed and not like move, because it's just, I can't describe the pain. Like, it's just like this like, and my kids will tell you, because they've seen me before, and me be in the bed and be like, just don't touch me, just leave me here, just let me just let me lay here and and sometimes, you know, it might take 30 minutes. Sometimes it might take 3 hours for the pain to go away. And it's in my abdomen. It's just like this pain. And so, anyway, there's that. So, going on to getting pregnant naturally, it was just a shock, you know, really. We weren't trying. We were somewhat preventing, but not really, like, I won't say we were like so worried. Like, I was 41. I wasn't thinking I'd get pregnant. And so I had went, I think at that time my periods had come back very regularly after I had Sterling. They were pretty, I mean, they became kind of normal, pretty, you know, like every month. And I was like, oh, this sucks, because for, you know, a majority of my life I had not had regular periods. They were always, you know, wonky donkey. You know, might have one, might go 3 months not have one, might have one, might go 5 months not have one, might go 6 months not have, you know. And then, you know, sometimes I'd have them, like, you know, might have one for 2 months in a row and then go 3 months without, you know. So they were just all over the board. And, you know, yeah, so in 2015 I found myself pregnant. I took a pregnancy test because at that point my periods were very regular, and so I didn't have my period. I missed it. Here I am, 41, not thinking that, you know, because I've taken plenty of pregnancy tests, you know, and they always come back negative. So I was like, all right. And I remember we had went and visited a friend, and while we were out, we stopped at a Walmart and I bought a test. And then we visited the friend, and then we came home, and it was late, like 10 o'clock at night. Actually, no, it wasn't that late yet. It was probably like, this was in March, and it was probably like 7, maybe 6 or 7, because it was dark out. Anyway, so I took the test, and then it immediately came up 2 lines immediately, and my heart just, like, I was like in like utter shock, because I can tell you from, you know, not being able to get pregnant and having, you know, to struggle to get pregnant, like to have Sterling, and to see that and it just be like natural, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I like did a little freak out period in the bathroom, and my husband was doing laundry. Of course he was. And so he was right outside the door. I just opened up the door and I was like, get in here. And so, you know, came in, and I was like, look, and he's like, and so we were both in shock and disbelief, and, you know, we're like, what? And so I want to say it was a 2-pack, and I did end up taking another one. I don't even know, but I do remember that his cousin had come over. He was already on his way over when I took the test, and so we had to just play it cool while his cousin was over. You know, I just took a pregnancy test, so I'm pregnant. But, you know, we had our first appointment with the doctor for that pregnancy and got it confirmed and everything, and had our ultrasound date set up, and I never did end up making it to that ultrasound date. It was on April 1st, and I went on April we had to cancel it for some reason. Oh, our insurance. Something was wonky with our insurance, and that ultrasound wasn't going to be covered. And so we had to wait. And so I had to cancel that one. But in the meantime, started bleeding and had to go to the ER, and then found out that the baby didn't have a heartbeat. And so we did lose that baby, and then we decided that we were going to go ahead and try for a child. And so we had to go get all the testing done. It cost over $1,000. He had to get tested, I had to get tested, and my battery light is flashing, so I probably can't finish this story. Okay, so my battery's gonna die, so I have to talk really fast. So anyway, so after our miscarriage, we decided that we were actually going to try for a baby, and we had to go to a fertility specialist, and we got everything checked out, and everything with my husband, everything with myself, everything was good to go. And so it, you know, it took, we had Journey in 2017. So in 2015, we had the miscarriage. In 2016, we actually did get pregnant again, and we did have another miscarriage. And then we were like, do we keep going because we're old, or do we stop? But we kept going, and that's how we got Journey. So Journey was definitely a very thought out, you know, plan, and we prayed many nights for her. And so yeah, that's how we got our Journey. So she wasn't an accident, she wasn't an oopsie, she wasn't a surprise. She was just a blessing. She filled a hole that we didn't know we had until we lost, you know, our baby. We had 2 miscarriages in between, but you know, I still think about those little babies, but one day we'll meet them. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. My battery light is flashing and it's going to cut off, so I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Jesus loves you.